Hey guys, welcome to Truth Be Told Credit Edition. We have Kyra and the Racquel here with LeBarron, and we're talking about the credit. We're talking about credit. We're talking about myths. We're talking about whatever comes up because we are in the credit space. All three of us, we're in the credit space, and we have heard and seen some things that have been doozies. So
Mm.
we want to let you guys in on a little bit of the secrets here. So let's introduce ourselves. I'll go ahead and let you guys take it off. Ladies first.
Now, I'll kick it off first, but ladies first. Okay. I was like, I thought he was gonna.
I didn't introduce myself. Introductions. That's what I'm talking about.
I
Introductions.
needed
Girl, if
that.
you don't
My bad. You want to go
somebody
first,
introduce
Kay?
themselves.
No,
Somebody.
you go ahead.
You want me to go first? Hey, y'all. Hey, it's your girl, Racquel May David, out in these credit streets. I'm a beast in these credit streets, and I help you figure out how to do that as well. I'm also a TV producer, so I help other entrepreneurs come on and promote themselves and get the exposure that they need. So, we are here to evolve your credit, evolve your life, and evolve your brand. And I'm so happy to be here.
Ow. Okay. And I am your girl, Kyra. I'm the CEO of Credit Cleanse, an award winning credit counseling service out here in these mother freaking credit streets. Okay.
Ooh, I was worried. I was worried, y'all. I was worried.
Yeah, I
But
have had the pleasure of helping over 180 bosses out here achieve six figures in their business strictly using OPM.
Come on.
Yes, that is
other people's money.
money, aka the bank's dollars. And I've also had the pleasure of now helping eight individuals achieve seven figures in their business
Come
strictly
on.
using OPM. And then I've also helped over 3,000 individuals improve their credit so that they can achieve their goals.
Come on.
Let's go. Let's
Because she
go. And
said it with her chest.
I am LeBarron Durant. I am the founder of Confident Credit with Durant Enterprises. That we started off doing credit fixing, but now we are educating because we want people to understand credit more than we want to fix it and then you come back to us because you don't understand it. So that's what we're doing right now. Also been on Breaking Barriers, which is Raquel's show, and also connected with Credit Cleanse through Breaking Barriers. So we are connected for life now. I mean, I hope they know that.
For life first.
He said for
and
life.
and we also we want to give you guys some good thing. And you know what? I'll let I'll let Raquel ask some questions because we want to make sure we drive the conversation to where we're giving you some nuggets, some good things. And all of us have been on podcasts. All of us have talked to other people, and we are passionate about people's credit. So let's get it started. Go ahead, Raquel.
Let's go. Okay, so y'all know I like to start off slow and then we work our way into the real aggressive
Slow
questions.
wine, slow wine.
Slow. Come on, that's too wine. That's it. Sorry. He knows I'm Caribbean, so he always squirrels me, y'all. I'm Aquarius and I'm Caribbean. It's a deadly mix, but never mind. Okay, so I did go ahead and send out some messages to us because with us having businesses, like we have new people that come in and we have some seasoned people. The new people, they always like to answer FAQ questions. Like when I'm like, hey, what questions do y'all have? So we got a couple of layers. So we're gonna start off with a light toss in the realm. So the number one question that I have been getting lately in this group, I coach in this grant group, and the number one question that I'm always hearing when I'm talking to them about fixing their credit is checking my credit score is going to lower my credit score. And all my life, I thought we've already debunked this because I'm like 40 something. Like I'm a good vintage person, a good vintage Chanel. I thought we already debunked this, but how do y'all explain to y'all clients, let me fix this myth for you?
Go ahead, LeBaron. You got this.
Well, this is something that I don't really deal with it as far as like one on one to my clients because I pretty much explained when we get our intake call that we're going to be doing things that are going to that will potentially lower your credit. It'll potentially raise your credit, but credit is individual. But to debunk this one, I let them know that the soft pulls don't hurt your credit because they are routine. And unless you give somebody your social security number, more than likely it will not be a hard pull. And another one that a lot of them ask are can I get no doc loans and stuff like that too. But I mean, I know we're probably getting into that, but either way, explaining to them that the routine pools don't impact your credit. They're just like you looking at your credit, just like you look at your bank account. It doesn't lower your your account balance if you just look at it. So I explain it that way.
All right. And then as far as for me, I don't really run into this question at all. Probably being because I start off with saying it's not the score that we're worried about, it's your credit profile.
Hmm.
Right?
Let's
So
go.
as long as you are doing everything that you're supposed to do, and I break it down of what that means, on the credit score and everything, then I was like, then you should be good to go here, go there, all of them other places. So I really don't run into it, but if I did run into it, my biggest thing would be anytime that you are pulling it yourself, of course, there's going to be a soft pull. Anytime that you are giving other people access and giving them your full social,
Yeah.
then most likely it is going to be a hard pull.
I love that. I think that it's always interesting for people. Like, it's always interesting for me to hear people go, "Oh, I don't want to look at it because it's going to affect me." And I'm like, bro, you don't even know what's on there. Like, let's say in this hypothetical bubble, it did lose you like 1 to 2 points, which it does not. I want to make sure everyone out there, pulling your own report does not affect your score. You're not
Right.
getting funding. You're not applying for anything. You're trying to find out the information that's on your report. But it's so interesting how many people will walk around and they'll think things like, "Oh, my light bill gets reported every single month." And I'm like, "Are you self-reporting?" They're like, "No, I'm just paying my light bill." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was 18." We are
But
good
but that's also because growing up, a lot of us been in households where like granny or something would tell us like as long as you paying your bills on
on
time,
time.
Yeah. Yep.
yes, you're going to be good. So I think
And they had the right idea because
Yep.
if you're paying on time, payment history is
yes,
192.5 points for
Right.
you. But it wasn't like it was the nuance, like the basic information. So y'all stop being scared. Pull them numbers, okay? Right quick, just pull them up, okay? If you need help, go to his link in his bio. Go to any one of our bios. We got the links
Right.
there. We out here, okay?
Right.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I ain't on Twitter. I don't do
Yeah.
Twitter,
Blue
but they
Sky,
out here.
Threads, all
Come
of them.
on, come on. Oh, we out here. Just click the link. Get your
Are you
numbers.
guys on fan base too? Have
I
you
am
heard
on
of that?
fan base.
Oh,
You
you
on
are?
fan
Okay.
base?
So,
I'm
no, not yet.
not.
Not yet.
I'm on fan base. They don't really. They don't really.
They don't be social media and like the rest of them.
They're okay. So I feel like they're a really good clubhouse. In
Okay.
my mindset, they're a really good clubhouse, and the rooms that I see that are thriving are ones that are a little risque.
Yeah.
Yes,
Risque.
yeah, because I be opening a credit room every week. Okay, and
Yeah.
don't nobody show up but me and Jesus, but we be talking about it. I be like,
Well, that's all
somebody
you
gonna know
need.
I'm here. Somebody gonna know
Yeah.
I'm here, and I'm gonna talk
Jesus
about it.
got a
Okay.
perfect credit score.
He could fix it all. Okay. So the next question I've had, and this is another thing that I've heard, is closing credit cards improve my scores.
Oh. Yeah. This is one I talked about too. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kyra.
Okay, I was
I
gonna
see, I
say
see you
this is
excited. Go
one
ahead. Go ahead,
from
Kyra.
personal experience,
Go ahead,
honey.
girl.
Personal experience. That is the worst thing that you can do, right? And that is because both of the two biggest factors when it comes to your credit it's kind of based off of that one. One, the on time payments, the payment history, that's
Yep.
35%. Then you
Come
got
on.
30% for the credit card, the
The utilization.
utilization.
Mm-hmm.
So you're missing out on what is that, 164, 5, whatever
Yeah.
points there. So yeah, and I done this. I really thought that I was doing a good thing.
She
And I
said
was
I thought
like,
it was a
no,
good thing.
yes, I was like, I don't want to use these cards. I'm pregnant right now. I'm at home right now. It's
Yeah.
tempting, to just swipe.
Oh, so you saying to the people outside, just in case y'all missed this, what she's saying is she was an emotional spender. So for the emotional spenders out there, take your credit cards, take it to your bank, and put it in the box
So
at
I
the
was
bank.
like, you know what? The
Stop
best thing
closing
for
them.
me to do is go ahead and cut them bad boys up
Yeah.
and just close them out as well.
Mhm.
And I went from the 730s until I was like a 498.
My God.
You cut them all up, friend, while you was pregnant?
Yeah.
Yes, and closed them.
It
But
it
this is
affects
before. This was with my when I was
Oldest?
pregnant with my twins. So
Okay. Okay.
I wasn't
Didn't
in the
even know.
credit space at all.
Got
So
it.
yeah, I was just
I'm just gonna tell you, I feel like the drastic step was you already cutting the cards. So the fact that I heard you say you closed them, I feel like
and closed
if I
them.
would have been there when you were cutting them, I would have been like, because I promise you, my cousin's solution, whenever she spends too much on her card, she will cut that card up and focus on paying down that one particular card.
Yes,
And one day I was at her house and she put it in the shred. Girl, you should have seen me dab. It wasn't even my card. It was, I was
mm,
like,
mm, mm,
yes.
mm.
why are you doing that? And it was a gold card. It was nice and thick. I didn't. Sorry, y'all.
And I just
Sorry,
cut
y'all.
it
Know
on
that.
up.
But yeah, to reiterate though, like even though yes, it does it affects your history utilization, but it also affects your length and your mix as well. So
Yes,
all
yes,
four of those five categories get
yes,
affected. The
Get the
only one
boot.
you don't affect is like a new inquiry because you don't
Yeah.
get an inquiry cutting them up. But it affects four out of the five
Five. Come
categories
on.
that your credit score is based upon. So you potentially, and that's why Kyra was saying she went from a seven something to a four something,
yes. That
and
quick.
it really hurts you. But like Kyra said before, we come up and we don't understand what goes into our credit. So that's why I'm in the business of educating, because
Yes.
a lot of us don't understand like what goes into it. And like Kyra said, I mean, I'm sorry, like Racquel said, we think putting our head in the dirt and not looking at it means it's not there, and that's
Mm-hmm.
just not true. Like it's worse if you don't know what's going on, because like you could have some black ice out here, and I know we talk about this because we've been laughing about how much it's been snowing in Texas. Both of them are in Texas. I'm in Florida, but it's been
It ain't
snowing in
snow
Texas.
by me, y'all. That's why I'm staying over here. She want me to come to Dallas. Nah, the snow saying maybe no.
And we supposed to get some more.
Oh
See,
my
no.
God.
Oh, we're supposed to get some on.
Yeah, but if you got that black ice out there and you drive over it and you don't know it's there, like it can really affect you. So
Yes.
make sure you guys
Yes.
are
Yes.
looking at your credit, because the more you know, the better you are on getting this stuff off of your credit. And you don't want anybody putting stuff on your credit and you don't know it's there, and then you can't dispute it because it's wrong information, because a lot of people have erroneous information on their credit. So
Mm-hmm.
be in the know. And
No. Come on, in the know. Y'all got any questions? Because I got 10.
go, come
We
on
could
with the
do.
questions.
Come
Okay.
on.
Next question is, do I need to carry a balance on my credit card to build credit?
Carry a balance. No.
Carry. They said carry. Put it in your bag and walk from here to there.
Carry a
Carry.
balance. Absolutely. Carry it. You need to use your card, but you
Come
don't need to
on.
carry a balance.
Right,
And
right.
when you carry a balance, that's when you get charged interest. If you don't carry a balance, you get that money for free.
Why I feel like that girl that mean with the girls.
And then I feel like that's the one thing that puts you a step closer to maxing out that card anyway. Because you start carrying the balance. Life
Yep.
can be life in at one point, and you need that card, but you didn't already carried over something. So now you
Yeah.
got to put on top of something else. No, the easiest thing to do, guys, is go ahead, take that credit card, and simply pay your bills with it. Right? Stuff you
And
have
then
to
pay
pay
back.
already
Already.
anyway. Yes, go ahead and
Yep.
pay that with it. Then take the money that you already had set aside to pay that bill and pay that credit card off.
Something else I'd like to point out that I think a lot of people don't do is they don't get a credit card that has an available balance of what their life expenses are. So they'll
Right.
get like whenever they get denied for like traditional credit. So for those of you guys that are watching, there is secured credit and there's unsecured credit, right? So secured credit means you had to put your money up. and then they extended the line to you. Unsecure me, you ain't got to put nothing up on your face. Okay, they gave it to
Right.
you.
They're just giving you a
So
limit.
so what I've noticed is that a lot of people back in the day having a $300 card was cool. It wasn't a big deal. But as time has progressed, it's a big deal. Because what I think people don't understand is if you're going to use that car for rental, most of the car rental places it's $200 minimum. I think Enterprise is at like $400 for a hold for a car. So even if I've had a chance where like my
Wait, on the credit card side?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Well, again, I do business.
so it might be different,
So
but on the
they
personal
only
side,
charge you for what you put it aside.
Yeah. When you rent
they
cars.
put a hold for, so like even I didn't even think about putting it on my business today. Anyway, we gonna fix that. See how she be
I
talking?
think it really depends on where you rent the car because the insurance rates make a difference on what kind of holds they put on there. Because I know Florida is like like the world's capital of insurance fraud. So everybody out here is trying to do some insurance fraud because they don't really carry insurance here too. This is like crazy. Everybody here is uninsured, but the people that pay for insurance are the ones that get penalized for it. But
Right.
that's another topic for
That's
another day.
another
But
topic.
either way, I think the insurance rates depend on how much they put a hold on the rental cars because they have to insure themselves as far as like an amount. Because like you guys know, I just rented a car because I went to see a rental property, but the hold on there was $300, and it was in a
Yes.
business card. So I don't know if it's just the area or if it's like I don't know really know.
But do you actually have? I'm sorry, guys. This is probably off topic, but I really want to know.
No, we good.
So,
We
if you
good.
are using your business credit card, I also have it linked to my business account with them. So you have a corporate account like
So I think
through
that's what we
the
need to do because we
Enterprise
don't have a
National.
right. We don't
Yeah,
have a
Oh,
corporate account, and I
I
think
okay.
have
that's
that.
what we need to do
Oh
because
my God.
I've been using because I went today. You're saying 300. I went today and it was a $200 hold, but the cost for my car was only $100.
Yeah,
So if
cost for my
you
car is
guys
56.
so come on. So when you're thinking about the fact that if you guys have a card that's $300, you get a secure card that's $300, it's not gonna work. So side note, if y'all are business owners and y'all just was here for this little tip, what she said was get you a corporate account. Then use your business card. That way you're only charged what the car is worth. So now that I heard that, because I've been traveling and getting all these rentals, and I promise you I never did that. But I've been using my business cards, right? So now I know how to pivot and move better. But I
Right.
think a lot of times what I've noticed in these streets, like people say, oh, I'll start a car with $300. I'm like, you can't rent a car for that. If you're just a regular person, you can't rent a car like that. If you are let's talk about your light bill. You're going to constantly keep yourself in the negative. So I always try to tell my clients at the bare minimum, add up what your total expenses are. If your total expenses a month is $4,000, when y'all get that income tax check, instead of blowing it on a new sofa that you don't need, when you get that bonus, instead of getting another car, my husband calls it paper tag season. he said they're gonna be able to pay that car payment for 2 months and that car can go back. Y'all go ahead and get that credit card. It will help your life when it comes to your credit if you
Right.
get the right amount. And stop using cash is cool. Don't get me wrong, cash is cool.
Cash is
But credit will
calling though.
get you in some doors that cash ain't go
Right.
unless you're Floyd
Can I
Mayweather.
piggyback off of that too?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm one of those. I really feel like go ahead and still get $300 credit card, right? But
Yeah.
what you do is also, so let's say my electric bill is $500. Well, I'm gonna swipe it for the 300.
300.
Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and I'm paying that back off, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to swipe it again. By
For the
doing that, they also triggers, if you have the right type of
to raise that
secured
limit.
card,
Yep.
it'll trigger to them that, oh, she needs a
Are
higher limit.
responsible.
So
Yeah.
when you get to the point of going from secured, which means you have to put the money down, to unsecured, where they just giving you a limit, they're going to give you most likely 3 to 10 times more than what you already had on there.
That's a secret bump, y'all. So y'all don't have to always ask for the increase. If y'all are maxing, max it. And I think this is the part that they be missing, friends. Let me tell you the part that y'all be
Pay it
missing.
off.
Pay it
Come
off.
on, Jesus. Come on. Let's go. Let's deflect back to the
Pay
important
it
part.
off.
Pay it off. So you use the
Pay them people.
$300. Don't let them hit interest on that, Leandra. Pay it off.
Pay
And
them
then
people.
double back in the block. And then do that a couple times because Capital One is good to give you a limit now. Okay, now that ain't the best one, but I'm just saying Capital One, you
Yeah.
pay 5 one-time payments. You using that card, switch, swipe, swip. They'll increase that limit for you, baby.
No.
Okay,
Same thing with American Express.
pay it
You
off,
paying it,
And
you
Discover.
paying it off.
pay it
They
off,
gon' they gonna give you limits, limits,
pay it
limits, limits
off.
out here. But y'all know I like to educate, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of psychology behind this too. The banks, they can't make no money off of you if you keep paying off that balance.
Talk about
So
it.
so they're in the business of making money. They're not giving you a card because they like you. They ain't giving you a card because you their friend. They want to make money off of you. So if you use your $300 card and you're paying it off every month, they're not making any money on you and you're getting that money for free. So $300 free every month. And they're like, okay, well, they need to have some more money so they can leave a balance. And what
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to trap you into getting a balance.
Come
So
on.
if you use that responsibly, they're going to keep increasing you and keep increasing you, keep increasing you. Why? Because they want you to keep a balance. They want to make money off of you. If they're not making money off of you, then they're giving you free money. So
I also want to piggyback off that piggybacker that piggybacked on me. Let's talk about this. If you guys are over your limit, okay, because you done already said I wasn't paying Amex right now, okay? So you already using 100 plus of your available credit. Please pay the minimum payment times 2 plus $4, okay? So that you can give yourself that breathing room and then start dumping as much cash as you can. Because what I found a lot of people say to me is I'm making the minimum payment. And I was like, okay, so when you make that minimum payment, interest pulls back up to the club, you are right back over that limit.
Yes.
Stop playing with yourselves. If you already know, I done get on bad, okay? It was Christmas. I get on bad. I was spinning up and down this block, and now my credit balance is on top. Please pay the minimum payment times 2 plus $4. If you, and this is the bit, and I'm gonna talk about me because I can't talk about nobody else. Okay, I'm gonna talk about me. When I was previously married, and mind you, I was in the credit space. I had started dipping and dabbling in the credit space, right? My mom had passed away, y'all. And when my mom passed away, the credit card was due. The minimum payment was $25 on this particular credit card. I want to say the limit was like maybe $600 or whatever. I had not even used a lot. The minimum payment was $25. But in my mind, I was like, but I got to go to New York. I got to do this. I got to do that. I ain't got time to pay it. I wish I would have again had my mind leveled because I had started and stopped credit to sit here and say, why the heck didn't I just pay that $25 so I could have used that card? But no, I didn't use it, right? I didn't do that. And a lot of times life happens and we're not going to tell you that we don't make poor choices or we don't let things happen. But being very strategic on creating a plan to get out of the situation is a must. So for those of you guys that are watching and you are already over the limit, you already done tapped out. Minimum payment times 2 plus $4. If the bill is $547 and you have $447, pay the $447. Guess what you'll be able to do? Swipe that card, right? So give yourself the understanding. Two things that one thing I've noticed about credit card is that people think it's free money. It's not free money. It's pre-money. So you have to pay it back. Okay. All right. So thanks for I like the backer. That was cool.
Okay. Yeah. And that's another thing too. Like when it comes down to how we're taught, how we come up. And when you get a credit card, you're thinking it's just like a debit card because that's all you've known. So you don't understand that you're getting charged for this money after 30 days if you don't pay it back. So and please people view your APRs and all of that stuff too because that stuff makes a difference too if you're going to carry a balance. If you don't carry a balance, then of course you don't care about APR or anything like
Right.
that. But if life happens and you have to and you want to know how much you're getting charged, then APRs really matter. Your statement date matters. Your statement period matters. All of that stuff matters.
Oh, and I'm glad you said that though, because that comes to something I'm always dealing with. Well, in the beginning, is people like they get approved,
Hmm.
and then they'll be like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to get that though because the APR is this." If you don't get that $25,000 credit card,
Friend,
so you gonna let, because it
this
says
inquiry
that, and you're gonna let the APR rate of 18%, 20, whatever,
Right.
stop you.
from getting a $25,000 limit. Make it make
And at that
sense.
point, it's a hypothetical APR because you haven't even used that card yet.
You
It's like
haven't used
And the
it.
this is
question is, do
if
you plan
you use
on using the whole 25K? Because in my mind, Leandra, you only want to use about $1,000. So just
I don't
go
wanna be
ahead, big
tempted.
bowler.
Well, why are you tempted to the level of $25,000? That's a car, ma'am, sir.
Facts. Facts.
Friend,
I'm
it'd be
always dealing
crazy.
with. And I
So
have to
I'm gonna say
retrain them.
yes, we definitely, and in this space, I think that educating them is a must. Now, there's a question that I have on here that I've heard you talk about, Kyra. So I'm gonna ask it after this,
Okay.
because I saw the passion when you were on your. If y'all don't know,
She said,
Kyra's Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok be lit. Be
"Ah,
lit. I I am just loud and funny. Kyra be lit. Listen, y'all need to go check her out. Okay, it'd be funny. So I'm gonna save that question next, but I wanted to ask this question first. So get ready, because when you get it, you gonna know it was for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Does income affect my credit score? I think it's so interesting that we don't know like all of the things that
That makes
impacts
up.
our score,
right."
even though like, and you know what, I heard someone say this the other day that I didn't think about. They said, do you know that if you go to Walmart, or you go to the social security office, or like they were listing off all these places you can go to, that there is a pamphlet on everything. And
Yeah.
we know that there's like fake gurus out there that are talking about credit, but there's real people that are talking about credit that are like, your debt to income ratio is impacted when you're trying to get a house, when you're trying to get
Right.
funding, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with your score. Like, it'll help you
0.
where you're working, will help you for your insurance, y'all. As a person who's been in the insurance world for over 8 years now, I know for a fact that you having certain employment will help you when it comes to your insurance quotes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna do a daggone thing for your credit score. And it just really, sometimes you just want to give somebody a hug because they don't really know like how this is impacting. But anything that y'all
But
want to add to
but
this
we
one?
didn't know that before we got into the credit space, and it's like,
Right. Because I do have to say, like, we started off like, is this it? Is this
So let me
not?
tell you something. It
right.
was I was never concerned about my income. Let me tell y'all what I thought to myself, because I never had. Not trying to say I never had nothing, but like I had roommates when I was growing up until I turned, I want to say the first time I had my own apartment, I was like 21. So I had roommates. So in my mind, I'm like, to your point, I'm paying my rent on time. So my credit must be good. I pay my cell phone bill on time. Like my credit must be
Yeah.
must be good. So I never really thought about my income until I went to go buy my first house. And when I went to go buy my first house, I was like
Mhm.
26. And I thought to myself, oh, I've been working since I was 15. I know my credit score is good because in my mind, if I'm working, and I've always consistently been working, like I was a person that I ain't swing from man to man, but I swing from job to job. Like I didn't let go of this job till I had this job. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So my
Same here.
mind and my pay always went up. So in my mind, I was like, oh, this is a no brainer. They're going to give it to me. And then when they ran my scores and they were like, no, I was like, what you mean no? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
to that
Mm-hmm.
aspect, I thought when it came to me purchasing something, my income was going to be the definer. I never really thought about it from the standpoint of credit, but it's interesting to see like how we don't, to your point, how we don't
Right.
know that the everyday thing is impacting. Okay. Y'all want to add any salt and pepper on that, or you want the next question?
Mm-mm. I think that
Okay.
was good.
Is it better? Nope, no, nope. Will paying off my collections immediately boost my credit score?
Hmm.
That's for you, Kyra.
Go ahead, LeBarron. No, go ahead with that.
No,
Yeah,
she asking
you
that
Go
for
need to
you.
see
ahead with
when she
that.
She
was
asking
on
that
her
for you.
when she was on her Facebook. You should have seen it.
She asking you that.
No, go ahead. Take it.
Take it, don't fake it. Hey, take it, don't fake it. Hey.
Okay, but to answer that, I'm gonna try to be nice today. Why
No,
are y'all paying
I'm gonna
collection?
answer it the way she answered it too in a second, y'all. I'm gonna answer it the way she answered it on
Why
Facebook
are
because
y'all
I'm gonna
just
pretend to be her.
automatically wanting to pay off a collection? To me, that is the last resort. Like, you know what I'm saying? After you done everything else, okay, maybe. But if it is it gonna change your credit? No. On the FICO scoring model, if you pay a collection, all it does is go from unpaid to paid, but it does not give you any points. So it didn't help you at all. You just gave these collection companies some money, and you don't even know if they're legally able to even collect in your state. Do they have the actual agreement to say that they can? Like, it's a lot of things that go into that. That money could have been used to get your secured credit card to start helping you build.
You
So that's all I want
and
to say.
go ahead, LeBaron. What you had? Because I'm gonna add some salt, pepper, and some
I'm
sazon
a,
to that in a second. What you was
I'm
gonna
a.
add, friend?
That's
What
the
you was
same
gonna
thing.
add, friend?
I mean, I wasn't. She killed that. So I mean, and that's the same thing. That's the same thing I tell my clients. Like, don't don't pay these collections. That's like she said. That's the last resort, and they're getting secondhand information anyway. They paid like 3 cents for your dollar, so it don't
So
it doesn't
y'all
help.
want this
And here,
tea? Y'all want
and
this
here,
tea real quick?
well,
Y'all want
here's
this
the
tea?
thing though. Like, even if they try to say that they're going to take you to court, or they do, go to court.
Girl, I just had this conversation today. I'm like, no, for real. I asked the client, "What are you afraid of going to court for?" She was like, "Oh, they're gonna take me to court and say what? That you owe them?
They
That
will
wait,
not take you. We just
they're
talked
gonna
about this.
bring
They ain't taking you to
proof.
jail. You will not
They're
go to
gonna
jail.
bring proof that you owe them, which is what you were asking for when you were disputing the actual account itself, or better yet, you're going to ask for
They're not
proof
even
that
gonna
they're
show up
allowed.
though.
And I try to tell them that sometimes they don't show up. So if you show up to court and they don't, it's an automatic in your favor. But let's take it deeper. I had a client who lives in a state where the collectability window is 3 years. So let me clarify. The time that they can take her to court, for y'all that are watching, every state is
Statutes of
different,
It's
limitation.
different in
right?
every
There's a
state.
statute of limitation that says I can take you to court, get a judgment, and try to garnish your paycheck, right? That statute of limitation, state by state, varies. This particular client was in a 3-year state.
And that's
This
the date of
debt,
last action as well.
last action, correct. This client, this collections has now been sold 4 times. It is in its 5th year. I said, so how they gonna take you to court? And she sat there and said, they can't take me to court. Wait, so take it a little further. We went and looked up the company. To your point, Kyra, they didn't have an active license, and her state required a license to
Mm.
pull the credit to actually collect the debt. Let's take it a little deeper. I decided to start a collection company because I be trying to learn all the time. Don't judge my life. Okay, so here's what I thought. Okay, y'all.
You're not the only one.
Let me tell you what I did, Kyra. So I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reverse psychology this, right?
Let me find out
I'm
y'all
gonna get the
collecting.
list. I'm gonna get the list of these people, and then I'm gonna push credit repair to them so that they don't owe this debt. I bought 500. I spent $500, and I got $300,000 worth of debt for
Hmm.
$500. It was like 350 some odd dollars worth of debt. That meant, in reality, if I got one person to pay the debt, and let's say one person paid me $500, I've made my money back.
You already made your
I
money.
made my
Yeah.
money back, right? I now didn't, because of the ages of the accounts that I got, I didn't have to split shares with the original creditor because the debts I was getting was so old. You get what I'm saying? So like anything I got was on me. But when you sit and think about the fact that, like, yeah, I thought about that, and then I didn't get my license, and I didn't, like, I just kind of got the information. I wanted to see what it was, and then I thought about it. I hated calling people to ask. I'm not you can call me and I ask you for money, but I didn't want to call them. So it didn't work out. But y'all stop. I'm not telling you not to pay. Again, to Kyra's point, it
Right.
is the last resort. And let's also be clear. I tell my client it is a lot easier for me to get a paid debt off of your credit than a non-paid debt. But we don't jump out the gate and talk about we paying Sally. Who is Sally? Did you have the original debt with Sally? If you didn't, why Sally coming to your house knocking, asking for money? We don't know she. We don't know she. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and
So
I did want to say real quick though, for anybody that's on here that's watching, please understand that even if a law firm contacts you, if they're contacting you about a debt, then they are acting as if the debt collector. So don't let just because they put so and so law firm, like, oh my gosh, you're freaking out already. Still, it's an alleged debt. Make sure you are stating that if you want to talk to these people. Um, hey, tell me more about this alleged debt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't admit to it just because you heard it's a law firm.
And I think us as marginalized people, we get psychologically we get scared of going to court or whatever it is because we
Yes,
automatically think we're going to be taken to jail because they don't treat us fairly. And
correct.
we're not saying that you don't have cause to feel like that, but we're saying that we have proven that nobody's going to take you, and not even us. Like it's proven many times over. Nobody's going to
Mhm.
jail for this. It's for a debt. So you're not going to go to jail. And more than likely, you're going to get this thrown out because all you have to do is show up. And if you don't show up and they don't show up, you're going to get a summary judgment. That means
mm-hmm.
you're going to have to pay it. They can garnish your wages. They can do whatever they want for this debt that number one, you don't owe because they didn't enter an agreement with you. And I also talk about this on my TikTok as well. That like I like to take stuff back to the Bible because a lot of people they
Ooh.
that call me they're Christians, so I tie it in with the Bible. So the credit card company sells this debt to somebody. They get a tax write off for this debt. So they don't owe it anymore and the federal government gives them a tax write off for this debt. So this other person that has the debt is like collecting on you when the credit card company has been forgiven for this debt.
Come on.
So you hear in the Bible where it says the guy that got his debt forgiven and he was judging somebody harshly on their debt.
Mhm.
That's collecting twice on this debt. So they got forgiven for it, but they're not going to forgive you for it.
Mm-hmm.
And and biblically, that's not even right. So when you use the psychology on that and you say, well, maybe I owe these people, you don't owe them. They
If
got
they got a
forgiven for
tax
this.
break, charge it to the game, pimping. Look,
They got
But
they
let
got
us
forgiven for
reiterate and say we are speaking about collections, okay?
yes, yes,
this.
So
Right,
don't think about the original
right.
creditor. If you
true.
charged off with Chase, Chase taking you, okay? They taking
Yeah, and
you.
Will. Let me just say, and
For
Will. I
real.
worked for Chase. We got 4 in-house departments before we even take you to court. We got 4. You talk to me, I got you to day 90. Somebody else got you to day 180, and then they will still take your behind to court. Just for reference, I worked there for 3 years. Okay,
Depending on the amount, especially depending on the
Yeah,
amount.
depending on the amount.
they will
If it's
go.
beneficial for them.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, they ain't taking you to court for
Um.
$1,000, but they will take you to
Yeah,
court for
they
that
ain't doing that.
12,000, that 13,000. They gonna take you to court.
Come on. Ooh, I love this, y'all. You ready?
All right.
Are all credit repair companies scams? Hyphen, how do you know to identify a legitimate credit repair company? Let's go.
You got this, LeBarron.
I know the first way you identify one is if they're selling CPNs.
I got a CPN in the back. I'm gonna help you
If
get this
they
car.
mention a CPN,
Listen, if you
hang
come to
up.
me, I got this work. Okay, I got
Hang up.
Real talk.
got this work.
Y'all,
That's
the
the
time
number
it
one
takes
way.
to actually build a CPN, and okay, I'm one of those. When I got into the financial industry altogether, I wanted to know the ins and out. Let me
Hmm.
see what this does. Let me see what
Hmm.
this do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the time it took to build up a
Friend, I could
CPN,
have fixed my credit.
I could have cleansed
you
my
could
credit
you could have made
and
$1
not
million
have to
dollars
worry
and paid
about
off
getting
all these
locked
people.
up when I'm trying to get a car.
Fix it, Jesus. Fix
What,
it,
what? So
Jesus.
that's the number one way you know they're not
Okay.
a legitimate company.
I think that's interesting. Now, I wasn't even thinking about no CPNs, but I
Me
think I was
neither.
I was thinking, and don't get me wrong, there are some legitimate companies that can get you a quick turnaround, but I find it really suspect if they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get this resolved in one
In
day."
4 days
Like that,
Yeah.
no,
or
like that
24
one,
hours.
no, that one day. So you telling me you done acted a daggone fool for 10 years, and Imma come to you and you gonna legally and ethically, now I wanna make sure that I'm clear. I'm not saying you ain't gonna get it done in one day. Let me be
Right,
clear.
right.
Yeah.
You are going to legally and ethically wipe this out in 24, and then what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Let me ask you a question. What you gonna do with the restart? Because this is probably your 500 sweep this sucker off. And
That part.
what you
And
gonna
I
do
think
with
I
it?
think that's what sets us aside from other credit people anyway. We're and I know I did this a lot when I did consultations. I'm asking these people what is the goal for them.
Yes,
So if
yes.
you get the goal for these people and their goal, like, and I know Raquel, we talked about this at some point back in the past, and you like somebody came to you and they said this was their sixth time getting their credit, getting something off of their credit, and you're like, I can't work with you.
Child.
But we care about the people that we help. And if you're trying to do something unethical, or if you're trying to do something illegal, shady, fattening, whatever it is, we're not gonna help you in that respect, because we need your mindset to be at a place where it's like, what are you gonna do with this credit now that you have it? And we want to make sure you understand that this is not something that we're doing so you can go out here and do this again.
Right, right. On top of that is more so like one, like he said, we want to see you win in real life,
Right.
okay? Not for the gram, but in
Mhm.
real life. And
Mhm.
the thing is, yes, you can go to those people and they give you a 24-hour turnaround and it was quick, whatever, whatever. But guess what? If anything comes back, it is on you, not the
Mhm.
person or the
Mhm.
company that did it. All right. Because we are acting on your
Your behalf.
behalf.
Come on.
Right.
So you have to take that in consideration too. Was that quick fix worth however long you might get sentenced or probation
Did
or
you
have
say
to take time?
sentence?
Was
She
it worth
said
it?
clink
Because that
clank.
will send you to jail.
Don't drop the soap. And I want to say this, guys. I like to be honest because we're all here. We do credit repair. I know Kyra's got results in 4 7, 4 days, 7 days,
Yes,
10 days.
4 and
I'm
7
not
days.
saying we don't get results. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is when I look at the overall consensus of accounts, I can tell you that I have seen stuff work and get dropped off in 7 days, in 10
Right.
days. Is that every single client? No. If
No.
you are telling me every single client you got is getting results in 24 hours, you can have it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because guys, with credit restoration, we cannot guarantee
That's illegal.
anything. That
Mhm.
is illegal, right? Like I cannot one, if I'm sending out a dispute, I cannot say in 24 hours, oh yeah, they're gonna take that off.
Right. There's no guarantees. We don't work
We
There's
there.
don't know.
no guarantees. I don't know how
We
long
don't know.
it's sitting there. You got to think how many disputes they get each day.
Mhm.
So for them to get stuff like that all the time, there's something in there that they're doing because that anytime you send a dispute, they have up to 30 days to respond.
Yep.
Mhm.
And based on how they respond is what happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
I
just
mean,
think that we missed that. And I want y'all to have the knowledge that are there scammers out there? 1 trillion%. Okay. I personally don't have a lot of Google reviews. I like to keep it a buck. And I'm gonna tell y'all why before y'all get mad. I've been doing this, but I was not always on Google, number one. And number two, I did not always ask for reviews.
yeah.
However, to Kyra's point, I've helped over, I want to say when I did the math, I've helped over 5,673 people. Because I was writing it down because Kyra was dropping her numbers. I was like, what my numbers look like? Okay. I've helped
The last time
that
I counted,
yeah,
it
the
was
last
a
time.
rough
73.
amount of
73, I think. Um
5,463
Yeah,
and
yeah, there you
6
now
tenths.
Now, what Imma say is in 2024, your girl got rid of over $750,000 worth of debt
Come on.
from my client's profile, right? I did not ask for reviews, but let me tell you what I do. I keep receipts, okay? So so I can show you what's going. Like look for people that are posting receipts. And one of the things that I've noticed, like, and I'm gonna shout out to you, Kyra, because I don't do this a lot. When I post my receipts, I don't always put like the logo. And I noticed that you always put your K and
Yeah,
K in
yeah, you
there.
do.
Your credit cleanse is showing
Oh,
up.
yeah, you're gonna see this, okay? You're gonna see it.
The
See,
2 Ks.
when I like I was like, dang, I guess I should start watermarking my stuff. But and be careful. And I'm just gonna tell y'all, like, not trying to be funny. When y'all are looking at these Facebook posts or these Instagram posts and you see a dollar amount, you see a card, and then you go to another person who's said running an ad and they have that same exact screenshot, be aware. Like be
Yes,
because I
yes.
saw 2 people running promos just last week. I saw 2 people running promos. Both of them said that they were coaching that one person and they had the same screenshot. And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Come on, y'all." You know what I mean? Just be mindful and also understand that not everybody is meant to work together.
right.
One of the biggest things that I could have learned and I'm learning to flex even more is my power of no, this is not going to work. Like I want you to win, but you can't win with me and being okay with that, right? And that's not just in credit, that's in life, period. Be okay to be like, this is not my party, this is not my show. I'm gonna go ahead and go. So, those are like the top questions that came in. Do y'all have anything y'all want to add before we dip on out of here?
Well, I wanted to say traditionally, I mean, of course, every individual credit report is individual. Every report is individual. Every credit score is individual. So, for us, the question of how long is it going to take you to fix my credit is like nails on the chalkboard. And even though, yes, we want to get you quick results, as long as it took you to get in that situation,
Right.
think about that. Because if it didn't take you 4 days to get in the situation, it ain't gonna take you 4 days to get out of it. Now,
But
like
Rufus with the gold chain said, Rufus with the gold chains, Lincoln with the gold necklace said, I'm gonna act right.
yeah, but but like we
Just do
said,
your
we want to see
homework,
you win
do
long
your
term.
due diligence, and also I'm gonna say this, and you can really kind of point it out. Like for me, I tag some of my people because they're okay with me tagging them in the receipts.
Yeah,
For others, you will know who's doing what because I can simply leave a post, or if somebody actually says something and try to say something bad, all my credit cleanse family over here,
Hold up,
they come in
hold
and
up.
be like, "What you mean? You must didn't do what you were supposed to do." Because we over here literally like, yeah, they shuts it down.
got that
So when you
social
have
proof.
that type of tribe, you gotta know like, okay, this might be real over here. Let me do some more homework to see if this is
Yeah,
real over here.
Mhm.
Versus you have another person that is showing you that they might have 300,000 followers, right? But when they make a post, they get one like or something on it. That should kind of tell you maybe
yeah,
Mhm.
I need to do a little bit more homework before I choose this person to do my stuff.
yeah. And Kyra's helping me get my community, and Racquel, they both helping me get my community together. Because I mean, I've done it. I've done a lot of this too, and I have a lot of results. And I mean, people have bought houses and cars and all of that stuff. I just don't track it. I mean, when I started this, it was because I was trying to understand my own credit, and other people
Mm,
also asked me to do it for them, and then I was in a community of real estate professionals who needed this as well. So I started doing it as like a side gig.
right.
And I didn't realize that this was going to be like one of the cornerstones of the things that I do now. So So now that I'm in a place where I need the social proof, where I wrote a book that's called Don't Fix Your Credit. I want to make sure people understand their own credit more so than they're trying to, go out here and make a lot of money. Because that was the selling point for me too. A lot of people told me, like, you can make a lot of money doing this, and I'm like, okay, well, I
Mm-hmm.
see the dollar signs. Let me see what this thing about.
Mm-hmm.
But I realize that I care about you more than I care about making money over and
Money.
over off of you. So,
Yes, yes.
um, so yeah, I mean, uh, check us all out, like all of our pages. We can help you in various things, and um,
I don't know you. I'm not out here. I'm sorry. I'm closing down my shop right
stop
now.
it,
Oh.
stop it, stop it. But yeah, like, drop your handles so I can make sure I put them
No,
on the
go
video.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I
What are we
got you.
dropping on?
No, no, no. I'm saying just say them so I can put it in.
Oh, I
All
was
right.
typing, girl. You better
All
than
right.
me because she was like, "Wait, I was in the chat. I was
I
in the
was like,
chicken chat."
drop it where? My bad.
Man,
Say, let everybody know where they can find you.
where they can find you, Kyra? Where they can find you, here, girl?
Oh. Okay, so y'all can find me if you're on Facebook. Definitely want to tap into my personal page because it gets real over there. Okay, you get to know a little bit about me, also what I do, and yeah, I'm a little ratchet sometimes, so you got to understand that. Okay, but it's Kyra Dodd. Okay. Or on my Facebook page, if you don't want all of that, just go to Credit Cleanse. That's credit with a K, cleanse with the K. All right. And then on all the other platforms, which is IG, YouTube, it is Credit Cleanse. Credit with a K, cleanse with the K.
You can find me in these streets everywhere. Raquel made David because he put a ring on it. So I'm on Instagram. Look, I know he gonna get sick and tired of me saying that, but until he do, we gonna keep saying that.
All
But
right.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I'm even in YouTube. Did you see that your videos are trending, y'all? I just want to say, just in case y'all didn't know,
Yes, yes.
both of these wonderful business owners were on Breaking Barriers TV, and right now on YouTube, okay, our snippets are snipping. Y'all need to go over to breakingbarriers.com, breakingbarrierstories.com, and go ahead if you want to go ahead and get your business out there. That's all I'm saying.
Right,
Go ahead.
right. Yep. And you can find me on all the socials. Durant Enterprises, DURANT ENTERPRISES. Durant Enterprises. A lot of people say Durant, but I pronounce my name Durant. It's just like the basketball player. So
Oh,
that's my name. But personal page is super_LB. And that's ELBEE. So and tell them about your event that's coming up.
yes,
Oh.
girl. What's going on with that event? What's go- what wig
So
am I
May
wearing? Come on.
30th and May 31st, there is an event called Charge Up Your Life. All right.
Cha-ching.
This is a 2 day event and it's really going down through there to help you charge up your life in reality. Okay. So on the first day, it's all about personal, getting all your personal stuff together, trust, credit. What else we got? Attorneys there to
Yeah.
teach us even
Don't forget
more.
All of
the
that.
Yes,
option
yes.
trader, because I'm gonna learn how to trade something and not just my
Oh yes,
wig. Don't
yes.
forget
We
the trader.
trading. We doing all of that, and it's gonna be actionable steps that you can actually take. They like start doing there. Funding is gonna happen on the spot. So you definitely want to be in, and your girl then secured like a big influencer
Come
as
on.
well
And it's
as
not me, y'all. Okay, it's not me.
It's me. It's me.
as well as so
No,
far
it's not me.
we are in the lineup of three celebrities. Okay, so
Besides the three that you see right here.
yes, yes,
That part.
besides that,
That part.
besides, but it's definitely you want to be in a room. It's only gonna have 200. So once all 200 slots are taken, that is it. Done. Okay.
Don't
And the
forget the
flyer.
VIP on deck. The VIP people will be able to go ahead and leave with guap funding
Yeah.
We're doing funnels. Like when I say we doing stuff, y'all need to go ahead and come on. Vendors applications
There's a
are
vendor
currently
spot. Yep.
open. So if y'all go
Yes.
into her Facebook, you will see the vendor forums. And we have a couple of vendors and we have some exclusivities for those vendors. And I say we because yes, I'm gonna be there. All of my personalities. Okay. We go
Y'all, this is my team. This is my
this is the
team, okay?
team.
They are part of the team.
Come on. So we gonna
The
make sure
Trinity.
that these days amazing.
Yep. And
All right.
there's three levels of vendors. So get in
Mm.
where you fit in. It's gonna be amazing. So
And if
we'll
you
all
just want
be
to have
there.
exposure, don't forget, if you just want to have exposure, the bag gives it where you can just put your business information in there to be a part of this event because y'all don't want to miss it. And I'm trying to get the
Yes.
network there. So we might be broadcasting live. We gonna see. We
So it's
Mm,
see.
mm.
We gonna
so
see.
I'm gonna put up the flyer and you guys will have all the information for that. It will be in Texas, so get your,
Yes, in
looking for your flights.
DFW area, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Come
So
on.
so check your flights now. You already know the date, so you can
Just again,
look for your
May
flights.
30th and 31st. Okay, don't say you didn't know because we telling you. And every time we come back on here, we gonna what? Remind you.
There it
We gonna
is.
remind you.
All right.
All
Is
right.
there any parting thoughts before we get off of here?
Be dope on purpose. That's what I tell everyone.
Yep. And you know what I say? Everything you need is inside of you.
Come on.
I don't got one today.
She said cleanse your credit. That's what
She,
she said.
she said, you ain't gonna get me. You
She
ain't
said
gonna
cleanse
get
your
me.
credit. Hashtag now.
All right. These are my sisters. So we will see you next time.